Gen 2 again. You're advised to leave this orbit immediately. The United Colonies will not be held responsible for any harm you suffer by proceeding. Let me check my logs. Alright, you can proceed. We'll let them know you're on your way down.
Everything checks out. Landing initiated.
Double time! You with the Xeno? I'll send the rest of your team along once they arrive. Command post is at the commander's expecting you. I wouldn't keep her waiting.
I pride myself on knowing everyone on this world, and I don't know you. You're with the collection team then, I presume. Either that, or you're one deeply unlucky trespasser. Vanguard, eh? Brief said you were an eclectic group. You must have really shined out on the fringe to get assigned a task like this. Ah, then this must be the rest of your outfit. Commander Hatum, no need for introductions, Major Sinon. Dr. Walker, your reputations precede you, as does the urgency of your mission, so I'll get to it. Now, Londinian is one of the most dangerous places in the Milky Way. It's with good reason my soldiers and I do everything we can to avoid entering the city. Xenomorphs are omnipresent, and the structural damage left behind when Major Sinon's father bombed its spaceport has turned large swathes of the metropolis into a decay. As such, we'll be providing you all with gear, information, and uploading municipal unlock codes to your robot. Every tool except one. Once you're on the other side of those barriers, you will be on your own. If you get into trouble, my people will not be coming. Do we understand each other? Xenomorphs, and plenty of them. Outside our little sanctuary here, much of the planet is theirs. For that reason, we keep our trips into the city to a minimum. That also means our intel becomes largely historical once you go much beyond the defenses. It's also why I want to make sure I'm being crystal clear. The initial Xenomorph outbreak that overran Londinian during the tail end of the Colony War came as a complete shock. Waves of the creatures appeared out of nowhere, and the city was quickly overwhelmed. There were some attempts at evacuation, but V. Victus decided more definitively. He ordered the spaceport to be bombed, halting the spread of the outbreak but leaving large sections in ruins and condemning. And the intervening 20 years have only made Londinian more hostile, not... Precisely. I'll leave you to your preparations then. You can find your equipment in our armory, base of the tower. Now, once you're outside the base, it's my personal suggestion you make a beeline to the nearby, though I can't guarantee it won't contain any. I hope you all find what you're looking for out there. Robot, you're coming with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Commander.
Percival, you all set to hook into their comms tower?
Should only take a few minutes. Let's get this done and get the hell out of here.
Percival will be scanning the city for our samples from here. When he finds one, he'll transmit the coordinates to us out in the field.
Pinpoint's a bit strong.
The equipment will be able to get us a rough location of any... All right. Head over to the armory and gear up. Once you're done, we'll meet by the entrance to the city.
Heard you're going out there willingly. Damn. Word of advice while you're out there. Don't trust what the voices say. Don't go into the city much. Never for long. Too risky.
on your gear? You. Then, let's get this... Kaiser? Percival, everything green on your ends?
I am ready. Personal comm should be routed through Kaiser now. You copy that?
Roger, loud and clear.
Perhaps too loud. Oh, you're a riot robot. Unlock code transmitted. You may open the gate when ready.
All right. On our way into the city. Percival, where are we heading?
Running the first sweep. Got one. A Sealy's. Not far. Shipping yard just past the processing plant. Gene samples are probably in one of the containers.
Shit. These things, they're all dominated. Clean them out and keep an eye out for the more controlling them.
Integrity compromised. Concentrated fire. Protocols active.
Looks like the last of them. No sign of a morph, though.
Your shipping yard's just beyond the processing plant. Cache with some goodies is towards the rear of the facility.
Kaiser, we close enough for you to dial in the location of those samples from here?
Yes, they're faint, but I'm detecting multiple valid signatures. I have restored power to the containers.
Jackpot. Get down there and collect as many as you can.
just want to be friends.
Damage sustained.
They're going to turn on you. Kill them. Kill them first.
I'm coming for you.
They're going to betray you. Every last one.
Please. You have to help me.
I'd like to take a look at that under a microscope.
All Asili's samples collected.
All right, now hand those over to Kaiser, and let's get out of here.
Samples secure.
Nice work. Now, earlier scan picked up a valid Xenomorph sample, but, well, it's in the spaceport. And the quick route there looks like it got blasted when the port did.
There are steam tunnels under the city, which will allow us to access the spaceport.
What do you... That's right. Kaiser, how did you know that?
I am not sure.
Percival, you see any better option?
Not from where I'm standing.
We've got our answer.
Access unlocked. We may proceed.
Kaiser, this flora, this is Lazarus plant, isn't it?
Confirmed.
No one even realized it was a living thing until someone got it under a microscope and saw it had cells. Can't be cultivated anywhere but Londinian. Real marvel. All these leeches. What's keeping you things warm? What's that? My God. Look at it. A Lazarus in bloom. You know, we might be some of the only... What's happening? Captain, have you seen this? Xenomorphs. You just saw that, right? You would tell me if I was losing my mind. That heat leech became a Xenomorph. The pests that have snuck onto every planet. Heat leeches hide out in ships, sneak away after landing, and then, with time, they transform. We just found out how Xenomorphs move between planets. No, Lazarus plants can't grow anywhere but here, let alone blossom. Plus, if what we just witnessed was happening anywhere else, well, it wouldn't just be what we just saw, it must be some kind of alternate growth method. One that winnows 70 years of match. That I don't have an answer for it. But if they share a genome, like most nymphs and adults do, the microbe should have no problem dealing with... The Aciles, we'll have to look into. But given what we know about the creatures, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. Pretty major is the Lazarus plant. It's clearly an accelerator. But that means if anyone knew about this, they could... You could sneak a leech into a city, or even multiple leeches, into a place like New Atlantis. Good God. The attack on New Atlantis, does this... But first, you'd have to know the truth about all this.
Well, we're never gonna know if you don't catch that thing. Get after it!
We may proceed.
Go!
Right?
Uploaded them myself.
Captain, let Kaiser take a look at that sample.
Beginning analysis. It is a match. This suggests with high certainty that the Lazarus plant was used to trigger the attacks on both planets.
There's no way a plant this rare, this fragile, just shows up here, New Atlantis, and Tau Ceti. The transformations on those worlds, they must have been triggered by human hands. Captain, do you understand what it is we just stumbled on here? Exactly. Someone saw the Lazarus plant in action. Makes some sense, actually. Tau Ceti was likely their first test. Someplace remote where no one would question a few settlers going missing. Ensure the big show, the attack on New Atlantis would be as... And the timing of that one. It couldn't have been just luck that it happened right when we were asking the cabinet to do something about the Xenomorphs. These attacks, I think someone... It can't. At least, I didn't think it could. They certainly were. But having... Who could pull something like this off? Makes two of us. A lot of possibilities, but...
Let's save the discussion for when you all aren't standing in the universe's closest equivalent to hell frozen over. If we're gonna do anything to prevent more Terramorph attacks, human caused or otherwise, we need that final sample.
Roger that. Kaiser, get us into the spaceport?
The entrance is this way. Sufficient power to the lock mechanism.
Anyone got ideas where we could get some extra juice?
Local power looks like it was controlled in the security office. Upper floor.
Captain and I can scout it out. Kaiser, see if you can't find another way to get it open.
Roger that. I have restored power to the office entrance. You may proceed.
There's the control panel. Still looks operable. Of all the things to survive.
Power reactivated. Error. Control system reboot required.
And we do that. Ah, Captain. I think I see it.
Reboot engaged. Running diagnostic. Diagnostic complete. Multiple systems unavailable. Warning. Priority safety concern detected. Exterior hatch power restored.
Back in business.
Warning. Emergency recorder message detected. Transcription process engaged. Playback initiated.
Admiral Center, we need to make the evacuation request.
That's my father he's addressing. He was here? Guts to look those soldiers in the eye before blowing this place to pieces.
Admiral!
It just transformed. An invisible weapon.
about the Lazarus plant. Grab that recording. We should talk. Hey, Victus. He destroyed this place. Killed these people to... You heard that recording. He saw the potential of the plant as a weapon and hid it. He killed those people to keep them from sharing what they might have seen. He decided to sentence his own soldiers to death. But if the plant was you... And even if he wasn't directly involved, I guarantee he knows something. But I guess we're not getting any more answers right now. Come on, let's go get that last sample. Eyes peeled.
closer. Closer now. This is useless. You've already lost.
Now just stash that sample with Kaiser and we're done.
Final sample secure.
All wrapped up. Time to get the hell out of here. Percival, you should unplug and find somewhere we can talk. Privately.
On it. See you soon.
to all of you. Back from the underworld. Got pretty frantic on the comms towards the end there, but it sounded like this was a success. Got it? Ah, this place. Now, my connection might have gotten a bit fuzzy there, but do I have it right that Vivek?
That's what it sounded like.
Guess the old Admiral must have told someone what he learned. Even he's not clever enough to pull off an attack like that.
It's a bit more complicated.
I'm sorry, what? He's pulling my leg, right?
No, I don't believe he is.
So that means we have a
I believe that's exactly what that means. Look, Captain. Percival and we need to get these samples back to the lab. Ensure we'll be able to handle cleaning up the leeches as well as the Terramorph. But Vae Victus is the only solid lead we've got. Since you're the only one who knows where he is, can you speak to him? See if you can get him to cough up. Captain, I truly don't. So do you think you could do it? Whatever you can turn up, we'll all meet back at mast, outside the cabinet chamber. Best of luck, Captain.
Best of luck on your fact-finding mission.
Scanned as you enter the city. Okay.
Do you think we should cut down on our eating?
What in the heavens would make you claim something as ludicrous as that? Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, Given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us. Of course. Do I look like I'm in? So I'd very much appreciate your agreement to not share what you found. We wouldn't want it. You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti, New Atlantis, my doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I, figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing. All in due time. First, I want to see if you're truly as astute as you appear. So why would someone like me go through all this trouble? You couldn't be more right. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once: halting the spread of the city's Terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential. Simple to say now, but with the outbreak raging from a barely understood source, the moment demanded quick action. So I did what was required. I removed the dangerous variable from an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, and what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person, the dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decade. Can't remember the many lives you've taken. Orlays was the man whose death you brought about around the moon of Etheria. The man I had to eliminate. To hide my... Captain, please. You've benefited here as much as I have. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the wealth. You're being honored only because, and let's not forget the importance of our actual eliminating the Terramorphs, securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion, I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the Cabinet,
leaving out my own. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlays and Orlays alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. And how many have you killed to get where you are now? There are no great works that don't cost lives, Captain. Whether it's winning a war. So we sacrificed a few dozen in the attacks to possibly protect millions. I only hope you'll see the same. Hunting down criminals. I expect they'll give me a bit more free rein. You would help me, like you did with Orlays. Track them down. Impossible, though. If the cabinet learns I'm the one responsible. Splendid. Then I won't keep you.
Perfect timing. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the Asylees are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against...
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough. I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Did my father tell you what he knew about the Lazarus plant? I knew it. The second I heard... Why? Did he say... It takes some deeply twisted logic to think anything... Well, once we inform the cabinet, they can... I'm sure he did. But he killed dozens of people. So I guess that gives us our final answer. Nothing left to do but head, unless there was more to discuss. This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in. It's hard to know. Unlike my father, the cabinet aren't butchers. But if you're really that
Microbe is gonna make the cleanup a whole lot quicker. If we're concerned about this Lazarus plant getting deployed again...
The cabinet can secure the Lazarus plant. And then we're not risking any surprises when it comes...
You're being paranoid. You know the science. You know we can make...
I do know the science. I also know math. And a 1 in a million chance of a mutation isn't 0. So I guess we're still in discussion. Probably best at the... Asylees aren't hostile to humans, but they are megafauna. If someone decides to pick a fight with one, it could... But they've already been spread far and wide once before when the UC was raising them as livestock, so the risk of using them to clean up the Xenomorphs and leeches, though, it's not going to be... Given what we know now about them. They are.
Microbe needed minimal adjustment to account for heat leech anatomy.
And the Aseles seem like...
Hell of a sight to watch, though, when they catch him. Like an open air.
And here we go.
Welcome back, all of you. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph is what I'm reading here true? The second report claims to know the purpose.
Orlays. Captain, my father doesn't deserve your protection. Ma'am, that report's incorrect. It was Vivictus. He's responsible for the attack.
He did what? That's impossible.
Clearly, he made his own access, Chief Sarkin. Madam President, I have been saying for years that not dealing with that man was gonna end in tragedy.
Enough! I hope everyone here understands that what has just been shared is a state secret of the highest order. This information does not leave this room. Now that's quite the accusation your group is leveling. Seeing as Francois Sanan has not left containment, you have evidence to back this up?
It just transformed.
Heavens help us. Is that actually him?
I'd know that voice anywhere. That's Franz.
He knew they could do this. And said...
He's a sociopath. Plain and simple, ma'am.
Officer, please collect that recording.
Yes, ma'am. Begging your pardon, Captain.
We'll, of course, be launching a full investigation into how this could have happened. Though I have little doubt the Admiral will be quick to share all he knows on the subject once confronted with that recording. Chief Yassine, can you send one of your interrogators to have a little chat with the Admiral?
I'll issue the order immediately.
Good. Combined with everything else you all have uncovered. Well, I don't think the United Colonies can thank you. We failed the people of the colonies by not dealing with Vivictus sooner. I intend to rectify that mistake immediately. I'm not sure I see why some... Now, with our villain, with the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the... As such, the Cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
A sound decision, Madam President. Tell the Freestar Collective. Wow. So they have another
I'm in agreement.
That is an interesting idea. A grand gesture to further display this cabinet doesn't think like...
The observers on Mars have proven such a gesture can bear fruit.
So, you want us to make nice with the Collective by sharing our state secrets?
No, I want us to display plainly the UC's actual intentions, that the plant will never be used...
That does sound worthwhile, Chief. Very well. We'll get the Collective involved. Thank you for the suggestion, Cap. So then, to our final topic. The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand the project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be to...
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps? The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. Using it to wipe out the Xenomorphs would be the...
And fast results always lead to the best out.
As you can see, there remains debate among the cabinet. Major?
We've been having similar debates ourselves, but the captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
Glad to see someone's not afraid of a little applied genetics. The science division is in full agreement.
And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find...
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terramorph. Despite all your checkered with the Xenowarfare Unit or SysDef, the Cabinet still believes you all earned a display of gratitude for what you've... Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
You all have earned it. Now, there's much... Major Sinan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies. This meeting is adjourned.
Neon security, stop immediately!
Stop, in the name of the law! Stop running if you know what...
Freeze! Neon security!
I guess you're smarter than you look. I know your type. Freewheeling space age.
Don't you have something better to do?
Hey, I don't care who you work for. You can't just... Oh, you're the rookie. The one and only. Well, the Marshal's message said you were following a lead about a stolen ship. Truth is, a lot of stolen goods flow through here, but this city is real good at... You can count on my help if you play by the rules. This isn't Aquila City. The people who run this place aren't overly concerned about them. Our job is to keep the peace, make sure the last thing anyone around here wants is some... That would be Benjamin. He's out to squeak. He's also got a seat on the Council of God. Good. Your stolen ship would have had to land at the spaceport if it was right off the factory floor. There's a guy I know, Billy Clayton, does maintenance work around the city and keeps an... I'll introduce you, but don't expect a favor. even if it doesn't cost credits. He said that, huh? Okay, well, to say he's lying wouldn't be fair. I've never caught anything majorly illegal going on over there. Lang manages to keep things pretty much on the up and up. Now, we both know that the TA operates in a gray area. Come on. That was pretty impressive how you volunteered to help out with the bank heist in Aquila City. Yeah, I read all the reports.
There you go.
You learned quickly that in Neon, staying informed and staying alive are closely linked. What stood out to me was that you didn't lose a single hostage. No wonder the Marshal tried to recruit you right away. If he hadn't, it would have made him look like a fool, having some random stranger step in and do the job he couldn't. Now, if someone tried to hold up a bank here, they'd be gunned down without a moment's hesitation. Not you. But you understand that, don't you? That's why you just told me that you won't cause trouble. Keep that in mind. You'll fit right in. Hey, Billy, got a second?
What? Oh, it's you. Gave me a good scare. I thought you were one of Goodman's people.
Sure, far from it. Our new deputy here is working a case, and I thought you might be able to help. Take it away, rookie.
What do you need? A stolen... Well, here's the thing. Neon's got no end of shipjackers. I see them come and go every day. It's tough for a guy to remember one from the other. Know what I mean? Credits ain't really what I need. There is something you can do. I can help you. But right now my life is in danger, and I haven't... Freestar Rangers are supposed to protect the innocent, right? Then you need to hear this. It's about my brother. He died while still in debt to a syndicate loan shark by the name of Emmett Goodman. Now, Goodman's coming after me to collect. He says if I don't pay up... From where I'm standing, seems like our problems are intertwined like a couple of fuel lines. I do understand. I don't see how. Is this real? Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is my life. I swear it on my best set of... Goodman's holed up in one of the warehouses on Epside. The place is locked up tight, but there's a guard who watches the door, and he's got the key.
I'll stay with Billy in case Goodman's men come to collect. They're not stupid enough to tangle with me.
presentation at the meeting tomorrow. Huh. Yeah.
This is private property. You'd better keep walking. This is... Do you now? I can see that. You go in, talk to the man, and then you come right back out. Try anything stupid, and it's your funeral. Here, this will get you in.
Something I can do for you, friend. Well now, always happy to have a visitor. Tell me, what brings you by, friend? Little light on credits, are you? It's awful kind of you to intervene on my behalf. But I thank you all the same for your concern. Now that's where you're wrong. Cal agreed to my terms, including collection from family on the event. It ain't my fault he dragged Billy into it. But make no mistake, what's your stake in this anyway? Well, I'm afraid that's just... Then offer me something I want. Seems to... How much time? This is a lot of crap. You come... Maybe it's time I...
Don't let him die for nothing! Stupid move coming here!
Had a feeling you'd be trouble.
Outside's a bad place for tourists these days.
If you're wondering what that smell is.
Oh, yeah. I've seen them least. Did you talk to Goodman? I didn't mean to put you in harm's way. I was hoping he'd come around.
Took me about a week on the job to learn that doesn't usually work around here.
Okay. Time for me to keep my... The woman you're looking for is named Grace Early. Stealing ships is her line of work. She usually comes here to sell the goods. Rumor has it she just finished a job for some mercenary outfit. And she's been throwing money around, so... must...
I know her. When she isn't out on a job, she's a regular at Madam. That's on the upper platform.
three-star ranger, and his... Well, I'm sure your mom is real proud. So how come I'm talking to the sidekick instead of the ranger?
This is the deputy's case.
Is that so? And you had to bring backup just for a little? Anyway, this ain't my first interrogation, so... I'm guessing this is the part where you tell me that you've got questions and that you expect... That sound about right? Alright. So I jacked a ship? I didn't even keep it. It was a job. I turned it over to some men, and they took off for who... Nothing I did put anyone in danger, okay? Hey, all I did was provide them with transportation. They didn't... Look, I wouldn't have got involved if I thought...
Not asking questions is just as bad as giving consent. If that woman had been killed, you'd be an accessory to murder.
It's not that simple. I really hope so. I do understand. I guess if I can't trust a three-star ranger, then I can't trust anyone, right? I was approached by a woman named Maya Cruz. Said she was a senior member of the First, and that she had a job for me. She was working with someone inside Hope Tech, and pitched me on the idea of jacking a ship right out of the factory. We were deep into planning the job when she had some kind of medical emergency. She said she needed surgery, and that was a few weeks ago. Haven't heard from her since. Only some kind of offhanded comment about their client wanting to expand the operation. In my line of work, you learn not to ask a lot of questions. No, but it sounded serious. She was upset. Didn't seem right I should pry, so... You serious? Not long after that, I got a message from a guy named Marco. He said he was the... Never met him directly, though. It was always through intermediaries and using encrypted slates. Got the feeling he was paranoid as hell.
Do you have one of those encrypted slates on you right now?
Yeah. Here. Take it. I'm done with all this. Anything else you want to know? Not so much as a hint. I'll tell you.
Bankrolling the First must take a lot of money.
Nothing, really. No. Left me feeling a little... Yeah.
Next time you're at the Rock, you should give that encrypted slate to Ranger Alex Shadid. He's got a gift for cryptography. If anyone could crack that. I'm gonna head back.
Then I'm free to go. Suits me. Ain't many can say they grabbed a ship.
Good?
This place is like my second home.
Good working with you, Deb. Talk to Ranger Shadid at the Rock.
Danny Wilcox tried to arrest me for public indecency. It's really an honor to be able to help out.
Better this than being some dust wrangler on Monday.
Hey, I wondered when you might come by. Nia's report said you were heading for Neon? I've always wanted to go there. What did you think? Oh, I can't fly anywhere. Issues with my Eustachian tubes. Being in a... But at least I can pretend to visit the party capital of the galaxy by having... Okay, the new deputy's all business. You ain't going to make... Just a little... So how'd it go? Oh, come to daddy, my sweet. I see lots of coffee and late. Now, if you get any more of these, bring them to me. It helps if I can compare different instances of the ingredient. Just look for me up here. I have... You're counting on me. Please and thank you, go...
Let's talk for a minute. Welcome back. Glad you got a chance to... Sounds like you're making real progress. You're off to a good start, but that's... What did you learn from the Starship thief? Now we're getting some. Sounds like you've got a couple of new leads to follow up on. I served with Maya Cruz. She's a technical genius, and I can give you some background if you want it, or we can go straight to planning your next... They said she was a child prodigy, which probably explains her arrogance. I don't think she'd ever give him up. If you find her... There was a mech driver in the 1st Cavalry named Marco. He came from money. And when the 1st Cav got a reputation as the top unit, he transferred in. Marco had he had this dream. Like what? Most likely place would be the clinic. It's in Freestar Collective space and provides the... They also guarantee privacy. Ranger Ben Armistead is posted there. I'll send him... Around the time he got out of jail, we started hearing Marco's name in circulation. Word, based on what you've learned, I'd presume he's funneling his ill-gotten gain. Ranger Autumn McMillan is out at Red Mile right now, looking into the smuggling operation. Just remember, that's outside Freestar Collective space. Your priority is, just remember that, in other words, you ain't gonna get a warm welcome. Good hunting, Deputy.
responding to my hail. We've been trying to contact you about your ship's extended warranty. Your warranty coverage has expired or is about to expire. Due to the uncertainty of the political situation in the settled systems, we think now is a great time to renew your ship's warranty protection plan, or purchase a new one if you lack coverage. It sounds like you're not interested in hearing more. That's too bad. We'll continue to
That site is clear. Let's hit
Bullshit. You didn't think we'd notice that you tried to slip away without paying your check?
I was just going out for some fresh air. I even told the bartender. You can ask her yourself.
Fresh air, huh? On a planet with no atmosphere.
That's enough, Stalker. Lower your weapon. We don't shoot guests over a misunderstanding. Sir, please return to your table. It's bad practice to leave our establishment without paying your bill first. If you need some fresh air, pay up, go outside, and come back in and start a new check when you're ready.
Go ahead. Start some trouble. Give me an excuse to hear you out.
I'm really not in the mood.